French law enforcement are still trying to find the people responsible for stealing some priceless royal jewels from the Louvre Museum in Paris, worth over $100 million. So I want to bring in former jewel thief Larry Lawton, who is suspicious this was an inside job. For background, Larry, you spent time in jail for being a convicted jewel thief. Give us your background. What did you do?
You know, I'm known as the biggest jewel robber in the United States. I robbed between 15 and 18 million. I went away for over 12 years, and now I actually help police agencies, and I'm recognized on the floor of the United States Congress for helping people. So I do know a lot about jewelry robberies.
I bet you do. So we're over 48 hours from this heist. What do you think the thieves are doing right now? Are they cutting the stuff up? Are they waiting for an insurance reward to get it returned? What's going on in the mind of a thief?
Well, there's three things that can happen now. Obviously, everybody knows you can break the diamonds up, sell them, whatever number they're off, 4,000, I'm hearing. The gold, melt it down. That's one way. Another way is an eccentric, kind of a billionaire who wanted a piece, and he told people to do what he's going to do. But the third one is if they take the jewelry, I personally would take this jewelry. If there's four guys, I'd give two pieces to each guy. I would say put one away, maybe break one up to get money. You do need money. They're not robbing because they're rich. So now what I would do then is have one piece for a bargaining chip in case they get caught. Because what do you think the Louvre wants? They don't care about these people. They want the crown jewels back or whatever they can get back. So that's one thing. I think it's an amateur job or inside job, and here's why. It would have to have, somebody has to know what's going on in the place, unless somebody, here's my theory. See how it plays out. Somebody knows somebody in the Louvre, whether it's a wife, a girlfriend, she might be a tour guide, and bedroom talk, she says, hey, listen, wow, you should see, but they got nothing here. How did these robbers know that there was an electronic device that can stop or shock you when you pull a jewelry off of a felt or something of like that nature? Plus, there was so many mistakes made. So the inside job is getting deeper and deeper, me, because how did they know what window? How did they know the windows weren't special glass you couldn't cut with a regular tool that you could buy in a hardware store? So with that said, you have to look at what they made the mistakes of. And here's why I think they will get caught.
Okay.
Because if they made all of these mistakes already, I don't think they had the robbery planned out like I would have. You have to have the fence set up before you even do the robbery. You have to know you can get rid of something before. Listen, GTA has a game just like this, Brulee robbery, and they do it better. And I live stream GTA, so I understand it. And this is like a GTA game without the violence, which they have them in GTA. So I don't know. This is more amateur than it is professional, for sure.
Gotcha. All right, not to give the thieves any hints on what to do, but how do you find your buyers, and are they aware that these are precious stolen goods?
Well, if it was me, obviously my buyers would have known that. That's a fence. That's a middleman who takes stolen jewelry and gets rid of it or whatever, however way. They'll buy it from me at 25 cents on the dollar, and then now you can't get a piece of jewelry cheaper than that. The jewelry business is a little bit of a slimy business. Sorry to say, I might get pushback on that, but it is. If you don't have a jeweler, if you didn't have a fence, here's what could be done. They could take one piece. They could piece it out. One of those little diamonds could go for 20, 30,000. You don't know. And you want to go into a place, hey, listen, my grandmother passed away. You know, she had a ring. Even put it in a ring. It would be easy to do. There's a lot of money here. Now, obviously, the more value is in the, being a priceless heirloom for the country of France. And listen, France, I'm sure the Louvre is self-insured, meaning it's a government entity. It's not going to have insurance. So what do they want? They want the jewels back. If there's they'll put out a ransom, whether it's quietly or publicly. A ransom will come out. And then when that happens, if you kept jewelry, and I would keep one piece at, each guy, let's say, so they have a bargaining chip. Listen, if you got caught, how do you get out of jail? Got the jewelry.
Got the
I mean,
jewelry.
you know.
Fascinating. And it sounds like, according to your experience, it's a matter of time. And we'll stay tuned. Larry Lawton, appreciate your expertise and from your background. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks.
We are joined by a former a special agent with the FBI's art crime team, Dave Bass. He is the co-founder of the Art Legacy Institute, which works to safeguard artistic legacy. Dave, good morning. I have to start you off. I mean, this is obviously a very stunning heist. It feels like it's out of a movie. Yeah. You have been to the Louvre. So what does the security look like there?
Well, certainly the security there is very complicated. It's a massive, anyone that's been there immediately knows that it's a massive museum, and certainly it's one of the most challenging museums in the world to have a secure area.
Dave, what happens to these jewels now?
So that's a great question. You know, a lot of people's main concern, and my concern is that, you know, it's going to be taken apart, potentially melted down and split up. I remain optimistic, however, that it's going to be maintained together, kept together, and that we might be looking at some sort of ransom scenario or negotiation scenario. I think that would be the best outcome, because obviously in any of these types of cases, your primary concern, in addition to catching those responsible and holding them accountable, is the safe return of that cultural property.
Based on your expertise, I mean, we heard a little bit from French authorities over the past few days and in Liz's piece. How would they be going about investigating this?
So this is just like any major crime. You know, it depends largely on great detective work. And I think the French authorities are more than capable of doing that. I mean, as you've seen in some of the footage, there was an extensive use of crime scene personnel looking for trace evidence. So you're going to really focus in on any of those potential trace elements or trace evidence elements that may have been left at the crime scene. In addition, you're going to interview witnesses. You're going to review security footage from the area. You're going to review and analyze their possible escape route, which directions they went, where they may have gone. So it's just basic detective work that's going to be crucial in this case. And I think also importantly are going to be tips from the public. So the French authorities are going to have to take all those tips, run them to ground, and put all the pieces together, if you will, in order to see accurately what may have happened here.
Yeah, and we'll see. If they put the pieces together, the pieces might be coming home. Dave Bass, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
We've got more now on the shocking heist at the world's most visited museum. The thieves, as you know, broke into the Louvre Museum on Paris on Sunday in broad daylight. Just 30 minutes after the museum opened, it took them 80 minutes to get in and get out. French officials say they used a basket lift to reach a window before smashing display cases, taking priceless jewels, and fleeing the scene within minutes. So, does it seem like something from a novel? We are joined now by best-selling novelist, author Daniel Silva. He knows about these things. Why? Because he's written more than 24 books, many featuring art thefts. His latest book is called An Inside Job. It's a mystery about a robbery at the Vatican. So we figured, somebody get Daniel on the phone. Help us sort this all out. But Daniel, welcome back. It's always good to see you. But
good morning. I wish we didn't have to talk about this morning, but it's lovely to see you.
Oh, we feel the same about you. But I'm curious, when you first heard the news, are you thinking, did they read one of my books? What were your thoughts when you read this?
No, I think like everyone, you know, I happened to be on the West Coast and saw that first flash very early in the morning. And, you know, the first reaction is, wow, you know, this is spectacular. But it took me about 2 minutes to realize that this is really a tragedy on so many different levels. And I think that, you know, the most worrisome aspect of it is the degree to which it exposed the vulnerabilities of the Louvre. You know, you had this American couple in the first segment in the taped piece talking about, you know, isn't it the most secure place in the world? And the answer is quite frankly no. The security is obsolete in there and very vulnerable. And these guys were very, very good.
Are you surprised that they're still on the run?
Not at all. I mean, I guess to me, the most worrisome aspect of what the police have said thus far is that these are organized crime figures. And we don't call it organized crime for no reason. We call it organized crime because they are organized. We should assume that these people know how to handle stolen jewelry. They might even have links from their organization into the jewelry trade itself. They know how to do this. With every passing hour, and I mean that hour, the likelihood that we're going to get this stuff back recedes.
So Daniel, I have two questions here. Where do the museums go from here? Are they going to turn themselves into airports? That's one side of the equation. But then also, where do the thieves go from here? Is there an underground black market for selling this stuff intact, or are they going to melt it down, you think? Take either or both.
First question first. I mean, this is the balance in museum security. I mean, and you use the exact appropriate analogy there. Do we want a museum to be like an airport? Do we want armed museum guards? The guards at the Louvre are not armed for a reason. Their first responsibility is not to protect the artwork, but the people. So they're working on getting them out of the way, and then of course the French police serve as the ones with the guns and try to apprehend the thieves themselves. So it's like most things in life, it's a balance. Look, there's a trend in museum heists toward staying away from paintings that are much harder to move and going after objects like this. That can be repackaged, as it were, and broken down and melted and slipped onto the market that way. This is worth millions of dollars, even at black market prices. I mean, this is a big score, and there are very few things in life that you can steal that are worth $1 million or so.
Ooh. Daniel, it occurs to me that writing books about art theft would be a wonderful cover for being an art.
I've obviously written a number of books about this, and each time a painting or something like this happens, we lose something.
Yeah.
And that's why we call it our cultural heritage, and France is in mourning this morning.
Yes.
It's true. Daniel Silva, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
A French government minister insisted today the security system at the Louvre was working as it was supposed to on Sunday, even though burglars easily made off with $102 million worth of jewels.
The Paris prosecutor says 100 investigators are on the case. And the thieves? Elizabeth Palmer reports they're still on the loose.
The tourists aren't here for the art. They want a picture of the Louvre as crime scene and to see the now boarded up window where the thieves broke in. France's culture minister Rachida Dati insisted in Parliament today that the security systems had worked. Angry lawmakers booed her. These fabulous pieces will probably be broken up, but it's not going to be easy for criminals to sell such notorious stones. We spoke to a gem dealer here who asked to remain anonymous for security reasons, especially now.
You brought a diamond out here to show me. Do diamonds have like DNA?
Each stone, firstly, is different. It's different by the size, it's different by the inclusions that you can find inside.
That is, small imperfections that make them very recognizable, so no honest dealer would touch them. French officials valued the stolen jewelry at $102 million. But that's intact, not in pieces on the black market.
Taken apart and sold separately, the value drops by 90%?
Or more than, I think.
Really?
So. Yeah.
The thieves took a spectacular risk.
But the reward is going to be pretty small.
I think so, yeah. Definitely, yeah.
So why?
Yeah.
Why did they do it?
It's a good question. Very good question.
And there's more political fallout. The director of the Louvre herself will get a grilling tomorrow in the French Senate.
From the world's busiest airport to the world's most famous museum, the hunt is on for the burglars who broke into the Louvre in Paris on Sunday and made off with priceless jewels.
It is a national embarrassment for France. Elizabeth Palmer reports they pulled it off in just 4 minutes in broad daylight, then took off like thieves in the night.
The French police found plenty of evidence, including the mobile ladder the thieves used to break in and their chainsaw abandoned on the sidewalk. They entered on the backside of the building, away from the main entrance with its famous pyramid, and cut their way through this window, then made straight for the sumptuous Apollo's Gallery, just down the hall from the Mona Lisa. But they were after France's crown jewels. It took them just 4 minutes to steal 9 priceless objects, including a pearl and diamond tiara made for Napoleon III's wife, Eugénie, and a sapphire-studded necklace and earrings.
France's BFM TV says this video shot by a tourist actually shows one of the robbers in a high-vis vest just before they fled.
To put like a perimeter on the
Sofiane Aboubekr is head of France's security guards union.
It's a major security breach, a major one. We haven't seen that in years in France, and it's quite a spectacular one.
France's justice minister has admitted the glass in the cases wasn't tough enough. The thieves sawed right through it. And critics say there is resistance to putting modern security systems in historic French buildings.
We cannot even put like a secure window. They want to keep the building like, as it were, to preserve it.
One stroke of luck, this diamond-studded crown was saved.
The thieves left it in the street as they made their getaway on motorcycles. As for the rest of the treasure, the police fear it's in the hands of organized criminals now who plan to melt it down and sell the jewels on the black market.